Well, what is up, guys? Josh would Navigate the Wild. It is Super Bowl Sunday, but today we're talking about the last essential piece of equipment that you need if you're going to saddle hunt, and that is your platform. Let's talk about it. I wanted to talk to you about the platform. So we've done the sticks, we've done the saddle. Now you need a platform. You need something to stand on. You're also, if you hit the rut right, could be standing on this thing for the majority of the day. So you want to be comfortable. These are three different platforms from three different companies with three different types of attachment methods, as well as some key upgraded features. One thing you want to think about is foot size, not necessarily how big your feet are, but how big your boots are. See, I like a larger profile platform. Now, you might not be that way. You might like it a little more narrow. This is the Latitude Outdoors profile platform, and you can see it's got these cut ridges on the inside. This is not a very big platform. It's not a very heavy platform. It's made out of die-cast aluminum. Pretty rough. It comes Cerakoted brown. And it has some cool features, but it's not a very wide platform. My wife uses this one and she loves it. I have hunted out of it and I like it too. But I like a little bigger platform because I usually wear mud boots down into the swamp, and then you get them caked with mud on top of them. If you're out west or you're somewhere where there's not a ton of water, man, you could probably get away with a little smaller profile of a platform. You just want to take that into consideration before you buy one. This is the Cruiser platform. This is one of the first platforms that I ever stood on and hunted with. The reason I went with this one is it met two big criterias for me. Number one, it was a little wider. Number two, it had this offset on the side. So if my calves were getting tired or my ankles were getting tired, I could kind of sit back. That has gone away with spending time in the tree. It's not as essential, and most of them now come with the ability to adjust your upright bar. So when it's on the tree, it's actually maybe tilted just slightly, and that gives you a little reprieve for your ankles and your legs. All things to consider. How light is it? What color? Most of them are starting to come Cerakoted. This one from Cruiser just came silver. So if you want to modify this, you can. I painted mine green. The second thing, I guess I would say, would be weight. How much do you want to carry into the woods? How much do you want to be handling with one hand while you're getting it on the tree? There is a big difference between this and this. There's an even bigger difference between these two and this. Okay? So weight is a factor. Another thing that you need to consider is packability. How are you going to connect this to your pack or your saddle to get up the tree? A few key features that I would not overlook now going into my sixth season of saddle hunting. These are some non-negotiables for me. First of all would be weight. I really like this Razor Mag 2.0. This thing is so light. They make even lighter ones now, but I like how light this is, number one. Number two, I really like the way this folds and stows away. So it just folds down. The model that they made this year actually stows into the platform itself. This one is so flat, it's not that big of a deal. But one of the non-negotiables, which a lot of them are doing now, is what I like to call traction control. They give you these little machined knobs on the top of your platform. You can see they're very pronounced here. I swear Cruiser was ahead of their time. I would not buy a platform that did not have some form of traction control for the top. It's just too wet out in the swamp. My fear is that I step on it, fall, hurt myself because I don't have any traction. The ones on the Razor are so aggressively milled into this thing, they don't have to be You don't have to have as many, and they don't have to be as raised. So the traction control, the weight, those are non-negotiables for me. Packability is important, but it's not the end of the world. And then my attachment method. Am I going to go with the ratchet strap style? Arsenal made it very easy for me and gave me one that I really was pleased with. Or you spend $35, $40 and you look up the Amsteel guy on Etsy and you buy one of his connection points. But you got to have the platform. Let's get out on the tree and we'll look over how to connect it to the tree, what it looks like, and go from there. For educational purposes, I made sure that I attached each platform to the tree in a different way. So let's start with the cruiser, which is on the bottom here. When you buy a platform and you don't upgrade the buckle system, the attachment method is what it's called. Almost every platform that you get is going to come with a ratchet style attachment method. Okay? There's only two issues with these. This one in particular eliminates one of the issues. The first thing is sound. When you have a ratchet strap and you're trying to get into the woods, in and out of the woods quietly, you got that click, 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 click noise. The other thing that you run into beyond the ratchet style is the weight. Okay, remember, we're trying to cut down on weight. This is one of the more heavier platforms on the market. So this cruiser platform, I think, is 4.8 pounds. Okay, and this just adds a little more weight. But this is going to probably come in your box. Okay, so that's the first thing that you get. The second attachment method that you might be able to get your hands on, you're going to most likely buy separate from the Amsteel guy. You can find him on Etsy. And what I like about this one is there's two Prusik knots. It allows you to attach to the tree one-handed once you get the first initial rope around the eye. And then you can kind of work a little more free with your Amsteel rope. It's also much more lightweight. You don't have to hold the platform up to the tree. The platform is then on the tree and you can make your adjustments. Lastly would be the Arsenal attachment method. And what they did is they gave you a rope lock cleat, is what they call it. And this is a piece of Amsteel in a sheath. I really like this attachment method. I was nervous about it at first. I hunted with it after Christmas for all of the month of January. I absolutely love this attachment method. It does exactly what it needs to. It cuts down on weight even more. There's less moving parts. It's basically around the tree, figure eight if you want, around the rope cleat. And then that rope cleat sucks this Amsteel in really nice and tight, and everything cinches down. So now what I want to do is I'm going to show you how to attach a platform to a tree. You brought it up the tree, and you're going to be left with it like this. Most of the time, also, you're not going to be working on a tree this thick. I like to stay around basketball size, but this is what's in my front yard, so we're going to use it. Regardless of the attachment method, you're going to do this all the same. Your first piece of attachment always stays connected, because a lot of the times what's going to happen is when you go to come off the tree, you're going to just kind of store your attachment method like this on the platform, just like that. Pretend I'm attached to the tree. I'm going to step around here because this is such a wide tree. But you would whip your attachment method around the tree, and you're going to put the platform where you would like to step on it, and then you're going to cinch down or suck in your attachment method like that, okay? Before I go to step on this thing, I want to make sure it's going to bite into the tree really well. I also want to make sure that my tags aren't behind the teeth when I move this down, right? And I might do this a few times because my goal here is to ensure that the teeth are dug into the tree on the top and the tree on the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like my stick, is I'm going to pull down on the platform. And then I'm doing this slow. I tend to do it slow because I like to watch what the teeth are doing, and I like to make sure that the platform is somewhat level. And I'm on the, I'm hanging off the tree here. I got my lineman's belt on. I'm usually on this side, but all you're going to do is then push down on your platform like that. Now, I might even pop it up again and push down again just to make sure it's really bit into the tree. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. So you see the teeth there on the top and the teeth in the back on both sides. We're making sure that's in the tree. When I go to step on, I'm making sure that my lineman's belt is clear. It's on top of this. I don't want it underneath, because if it's underneath, it's going to lift up. It's going to lift my platform up like this. I don't want that, right? So I give a little bit of slack, get it around my platform, allow my lineman's belt to kind of stay on the top here. And then I'll go ahead and transfer from my stick to my platform. And then if I need to make any adjustments from there, I can attach my tether to the tree, hook it to my bridge so I'm completely attached to the tree in two positions. And then I can go ahead and step on this, and I can lift up this and push down, put all my weight up here and push down and make sure that I'm connected to the tree for my stand. And that's how you properly connect a platform. Like I said, it doesn't matter what attachment method you use. That's essentially how that works. So in closing, this is what I would say. You get these 3 pieces of gear and you're saddle hunting. So I'll see you out there. Navigate the wild.